Call to order Town of Newburgh Town Council meeting Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 to order, please. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Time for remembrances and acknowledgements. I would like to acknowledge all of the first responders and the fire departments from the whole tri-state area for responding to our incident on Saturday night. They did well with what they had to face. Is there anything else?
Well, I happened to run into a birthday party today for one of our former council members, Earl Wells.
Oh.
He's celebrating his 90th birthday
Oh, my
today.
goodness.
And Bill Kavanaugh, who was a guest there in his usual manner, said that now makes Earl the oldest man in Newburgh.
Is he?
No.
No.
Probably not. So we wish him happy birthday.
Yes.
Did Earl and Bonnie both sit on this council? I almost think Bonnie did too, no?
Yes, she did, not at the same time.
No.
When he got a job with the state lottery, he had to give up his elected position.
Oh, okay.
and
She
they
took
named
it.
her
Okay.
to take his position.
I was thinking she was on here too, yeah.
Yes, she was.
All right, roll call, please.
District 1, Steve Shoemaker.
Present.
District 2, Paul Perry.
Present.
District 3, Stacy Krieger.
Present.
District 4, Ann Restaurant.
Here.
Council at Large, Leanna K. Hughes.
Happy to be here.
Clerk Treasurer Nanette Angel here. Administrative Town Manager Chris Cook.
Here.
Deputy Town Manager Andrea Balboni is at a conference. Town Attorney Christopher Wisher.
Here.
Town Engineer Drew Flamian.
Here.
I'd like a motion.
Can we show that the chief is here as well in the minutes?
Sure, I always do.
Thank you.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the August 27, 2025 minutes, please.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We have no scheduled requests or comments by citizens, so we'll go on to new business. Civil Town Novo Solution, work order permitting and code enforcement software.
Yes, I bring before you tonight the proposal for the software solution for both the utility and the civil town. The dollar amount will be split between the utility and the civil town, and they say that if, with your approval tonight, they could have us up and running in about 8 weeks. And this will get everybody on the same software backbone between both the utility, the civil town, and the clerk treasurer's office.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If I remember right, this is like our buy-in, and then there'll be an annual, like, maintenance fee or something, isn't that correct? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
This gets us, that's like the first year estimate.
Yes.
There might be a couple, I think it's a couple $100 here and there. There might be some additional forms that we decide to add. But those are more on the utility side, so they would pay
Okay.
the difference on that. And then the main difference between this vendor and most of the vendors we looked at is if we decide to leave them 3 or 4 years down the road, we own all our data, so our data stays with us. And that wasn't the case with some of the vendors we looked at. We originally looked at 10 to 12, I believe, and through the group, we whittled it down to this one, and it went through all the committees, and everybody's been very supportive on staff and then in the committee work, and I can answer any other questions if you have them.
On the annual fee, is there guarantee that it will remain that? That seems awfully high, but I guess,
It's about comparable to what we're currently paying
Okay.
other things,
okay,
so it's about the same.
Okay.
It's very, it's almost identical to what we
Okay.
spend now.
very good.
And we'll get improved efficiency because then with everybody on the same system, even though there'll be customization for the different sides, if we have to start teaming up with employees and cross-training, we're not having to reteach 3 different systems. Everybody will have the same backbone, so they'll be able to get into it a lot
Okay.
easier, and it'll increase efficiency. And
Okay.
this one was the most friendliest out of all of them. So if you could run a website and click an email, you can learn this system. Some of the other ones, not so much.
They're a little bit more complicated.
And then the fact that we just put a bunch of stuff online, like our rentals and all that, does that all mesh together with this, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I'd like a motion to approve the purchase of the Novo Solution software. Do I have first of all, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we have any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. This down broadband
Okay.
contract,
I have that one as well. I've got a member from Astound here, if there's any questions I can't answer. But when we went through the ice storm and we were kind of having some challenges with our internet for both our civil town and our utility, we decided to really dig into it with our partner at Astound. And what you see before you upgrades the internet to dedicated fiber at several of the locations. It addresses some of the Wi-Fi stuff at like the amphitheater where there's no connection currently. And we're even doing some upgrades to the phone system as well in that at all of our facilities. So it's a 5-year agreement that you're committing to. We're getting some discounted government pricing on that. But with all those upgrades and the phone system and all the additional work that we're getting in speed and productivity, the difference is only $128.08 versus what we pay now. And keep in mind, currently, we do not have Wi-Fi and internet capabilities at the amphitheater, which most of the acts that are coming in, they need that to do their shows that they're putting on. So with all those upgrades and keeping the prices low as possible, I feel that's a fair bargain for the commitment. And I would seek your approval of this agreement with the Astound, who we're currently with, to do this so that we can start work.
and the price is guaranteed for 5 years.
Yes,
And are the cottages already,
yes.
uh,
This would include them.
okay,
They have internet access and Wi-Fi at both cottages. And this includes like even the stuff to the lift stations and the sewer. I mean, it covers every building in our footprint.
what about, I assume the parks?
Yes,
At
it'll
like the
it'll upgrade the internet connection at Lou Dennis.
Okay,
And it'll also upgrade the Wi-Fi capabilities at Lou Dennis. I don't want to misspeak, but the way the Wi-Fi is projected now, the equipment we have is getting obsolete. And the new equipment that will be installed will be able to take more users.
okay,
And like at the amphitheater, for example, we could dedicate access to like the performer, so they could log in and have dedicated access before other people just trying to get on the system.
okay,
So, and plus this gets the high-speed fiber to both the wastewater treatment plant and this building. So with the fiber, it has a dual ring to it to where, say there's an accident that knocks out this part of the fiber on this side of town, it's got a dual connection, so we're always gonna have a redundancy in the system.
okay,
Did I say that right? I just wanted to make sure.
yeah,
But it's really gonna get us where we need to be for the next 5 years as the utility continues to grow and the needs for what we're gonna need with everything going online. And I know, I don't wanna speak for first responders and law enforcement, but I know they have an increased need for more bandwidth every day as well. So this will get us the bandwidth that we need at the price we're locked in at for 5 years, as well as completely upgrading our phone system in some of the areas where we offer the public Wi-Fi access.
Do we have it already at Preservation Hall?
Yes,
And that'll continue?
yes.
Including elevators? I've noticed that it's highlighted on
Yeah, the elevator is the old copper wire. If that's I believe that's just the way elevators are. I don't know if you want to address, can you say, yeah, just say your name and.
Steve Kalisha with this town, and so the elevators. Thanks. So,
There you go.
there we go. Hate to hear myself talk. So the elevators by state law, they have to have an analog copper line, and so that's why you see that, certain buildings make this building has an elevator as well, so it's the same way. But we are building, the fiber, the ring into this building, to town hall, so that if we have another ice storm, and ice causes a, tree limb to fall or something like that. Like you said, down the street, we have dual routes into our head end in Newburgh, so that'll take care of, I guess you could possibly have an outage if both routes are out, but chances of that happening are pretty slim. And then also at the sewer department on Veneta Road, we're doing the same thing. So those are the two probably most important offices, here. And then we're upgrading all the Wi-Fi equipment. The stuff that was installed was in 2019, and a lot has changed since then. So we are going to upgrade all the buildings that have Wi-Fi. And then the amphitheater is going to have outdoor Wi-Fi, 2 different access points. And like Chris said, you can set up different networks so that the acts have dedicated bandwidth for what they're using it for, and then the leftover can be used by people in the park that want to use it. I know cell phone coverage in that part of town really isn't that great, so that'll be good for that.
I have a question. It's maybe more for council than for Steve, is that what?
Yes, Steve, good.
I can remember that.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of communities that have put wireless for their downtown for people who happen to be just shopping or visiting. Have we ever talked about that? I don't think, since I've been on council, we've talked about it. But it's a nice service for someone to have who's shopping and wants to sit down on a bench and check their to whatever they want to check. But I just know there's a lot of communities that are having Wi-Fi in their towns for free for visitors. Is that something that you could provide? Is that something you guys would do if we went that direction?
Oh, for sure, yeah, we do it in the city of Evansville for some of, they call it the Promise Zone neighborhoods.
Yeah.
There's like 7 or 8 different neighborhoods in Evansville. We partner with the city, and they have, wireless access devices that they install. They actually got a grant for it, I believe, to pay for that. But yeah, we definitely can provide that service.
Okay, thank you. I think it's something we should look into at some point.
I agree. All right, I'd like a motion to approve the Astound broadband contract.
Motion to approve the contract.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we have any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Drew, 2024 CCMJ pay application number 11.
Yes, so for this pay application, Dyke Brothers is requesting release of retainage. It's in the amount of $60,846.21. Engineering working with sewer department and town personnel find the work furnished and performed by Dyke Brothers to be acceptable. So engineering recommends that town accept the work and provide approval for the contractor's final payment request.
All right, I need a motion for the approval of pay application number 11 to Dyke Brothers.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Any discussion?
So everything is punched out then?
They're going to be wrapping up this week. By Friday is their game plan, but due to the schedule with NDOT for closeout, we're going to be starting the closeout process. So we'll get this, go ahead and get it approved, and then once they get it completely closed out by Friday, then Nanette will cut the check there.
So there's still one more final review?
There's some punch,
before-
there's a
okay,
little bit
that-
of punch list work, but they should be done by Friday.
I just
Yep,
want to make sure it was finalized on it, that's all.
yep, yep.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Drew, Ohio Township Park Sanitary Sewer Extension.
Yeah, so this project's located out of town limits, near the, at the Ohio Township Fire Station near Libert and Van Road. The work included 220 linear feet of a 8-inch sanitary sewer main extension and approximately 820 linear feet of sanitary sewer laterals. So it fed one of their maintenance buildings there at the park and also a public restroom. Sewer Department and Engineering have reviewed all their construction documents. They passed all testing and met all applicable requirements. So engineer recommends that town accept the sewer extension for maintenance. The total project cost estimate was estimated at $75,000.
I'd like a motion to accept the final acceptance recommendation for Ohio Township Park Sanitary
So
Sewer
moved.
Extension. Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second,
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? I assume under unfinished business, we're going to leave those two tabled.
Yes.
We'll go on to staff reports. Town manager.
Okay, you have my report in front of you. I apologize for the delay on that. It's been a busy couple days. Before I give my report, I do want to thank the members of the wastewater utility for town and the service they provided in dealing with the fire out there in our sewer territory over the weekend. We had staff on site almost the entirety of the event to the cleanup, to where it's been turned over to a cleanup company now. But between Russell and James and myself and several others, we just wanted to thank them for their work behind the scenes. It wasn't our lead, but we were very integral in helping to fight the fire and raise awareness about some of the stuff that was on scene. So it provided a service for the first responders that responded to the incident. We worked through EMA, we worked through Ohio Township and the volunteer fire department for Newburgh. They also, I want to thank them because a lot of people don't realize during the event we had a unit on scene, but then our volunteers were covering almost the western half of Warwick County for a great part of the day.
We had 14 on the scene and 6 here in the station to
Yeah.
make sure that this part of,
And we also had
Everything else was
folks
covered.
at the actual Ohio Township, we were kind of backing them up too at their scene. So it's, want to make sure we remember them tonight. On my miscellaneous, I recently had a meeting with Stacy and Riley and some folks. We're going to apply for a public art grant to put towards some murals. So we're working for the grant application is due at the end of the month. But we met with a professional mural artist team to get some prices and to go over some of the work they've done, just to get some examples that we need to fill out the grant. The grant should pay for a couple murals to be looked at potentially in 2026. So I'll have more details to come on that. At the next town council meeting, I'll be making a presentation on the speed table decisions, and I'll get that on your agenda. The other highlight that I wanted to highlight, the Google metrics are now live for the Newtown website. So we'll start having more reporting to show you, and I'll put that in the packet every month or so that you can see the numbers of traffic that's going on our website. We've been working with CenterPoint on various streetlight issues, as well as coordinating with some of the utility pole upgrades that are going on in town right now. In the attached part of my report, I had a YouTube page report to show you some of the traffic the past 14 days that our new YouTube page has been drawing, mainly for the meetings that we've been showing. And I'll start including that with the website report, but I just wanted to give you an example of some of the reporting that you'll start seeing. And then also I took it upon myself, after Ann brought up the correspondence with the folks in our sister city in England, or the United Kingdom, to correspond and wish them well. and you can see my correspondence back about, they're gonna find out about the Best Kept Village Award at a ceremony on October 13th. And I'm gonna start making sure that they get copies of our newsletters and any appropriate correspondence. So I hope you're happy that I didn't ask for permission, I just went ahead and did that. But other than that, I'll keep it short. Were there any questions about any of the other things in my report?
I have one comment. I would expand on what Cookie said about Russell and James and suggest that we instruct our clerk treasurer to put a letter in the files of Russell, James, and Cookie for their excellence in handling the situation and their response and everything that they did. I thought it was remarkable, and the hours that they put in was extreme. So I would suggest it'd be appropriate to do a letter for those three anyway.
I agree.
Steve, could I ask that we include Andrea as a recipient, because a lot of those things that I was receiving came from Andrea. I know yours were much more, but that just made me feel like I was on top of stuff.
Sure.
Is that okay?
It's certainly okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Chris? You all received the deputy town manager's report. Did we have any questions on that?
I did have one thing to add on that. I just wanted to remind you, the United Way Day of Caring is this Friday, and the town is working with our community partners with the Park Pals. There's gonna be several of the community businesses having volunteers at the Run Trailhead. They're gonna be doing some cleanup work and some, taking away some dead vegetation and some of the tree work, and they're gonna be doing some rock work. And that's this Friday, and they'll start in the morning.
Is that something that Alcoa and Kaiser
Yes,
are gonna
yes.
have people? Okay,
And Park Pals is kind of coordinating
okay,
that.
great.
But the town's assisting with some of the supplies. I believe we're gonna have a dumpster and some of the tools. So the street department's gonna be involved on getting the rock there. They're gonna re-rock some of the edges of the trail. And,
Okay. And this year, it's primarily the trail, not the park?
yes.
Okay,
Because the project we were looking at in the park, we need to wait until we finalize the playground.
okay.
And,
What about the senior citizen center? Once in a while, they work down there too.
yeah, well, they ID'd two outings, like mainly there was a potential to move the volleyball court in the Lou Dennis Park, and we needed a little more time to decide on a final location.
Okay.
So we went with the green area that's just south of the Trailhead building,
Okay,
back into the trail to do some work where there's some dead trees that
Sounds
need to be
great.
trimmed up, and then there's some overgrowth.
okay.
I forget the official title of the area.
York Esther Estuary.
Yes, the estuary. I wanted to say ossuary, but that would be inappropriate. I drew back on my past there for a second. But the estuary area is where the main focus is gonna be, as long as re-rocking some of the trail. With some of the rains that we had, a lot of that decorative rock that kind of holds the sides is gonna be refreshed. And they're gonna go as far as the materials take them and the time. And then they've gotten with Gerald, and they're gonna be provided a nice Gerald hot dog lunch for all the people that volunteered, so.
I would still love to see some picnic tables put around the edge of the row of trees around the estuary area, so that people who want to picnic don't have to sit out in the boiling sun and don't have to sit on the ground. Because I see people there picnicking occasionally, and there's really no comfortable place to sit or to be out in the sun.
I'll get that to Andrea, and we'll work with the Parks Board on that.
And the Yorks and the Hesters owned that part of the land that the trail is on. That's why that has that name.
The only other highlight I had from Andrea's been leading up the paperwork side of the FEMA effort. FEMA has everything in their hands right now on the projects that we have submitted. So hopefully we'll find out soon about some of the, like the riverfront project and the the stormwater project and some of the utility stuff. But they now have in their hands everything that they've requested, so.
Okay. Any other questions for Chris? Zoning, we have a zoning report here. Does anyone have any questions on it? All right, we'll go on to clerk treasurer.
The only thing that I have is that we have a public meeting scheduled for October 8th for the budget, and then October 20th will be approval of the budget.
Okay.
Same time, 5:30.
Any questions for Andrew, or for Nanette? All right, Chris, town attorney.
I don't have anything specific. I'm working on a few things that I'll be bringing to you for previous discussions, but if you have any questions for me, I can answer.
Any questions for Chris? Town engineer, Drew.
No additional items unless you got any questions for me.
All right, any questions for Drew? We'll go on to commission committee reports. Air Authority, no report. And BZA.
BZA is scheduled to meet on the 22nd, but I believe at this time we're not going to.
Okay. And Fire.
Well, there were 31 calls that they responded to in the last month, and that's a significant decrease in what we would usually have seen. And as I said, there were 14 involved from our volunteer fire department over the weekend for the fire on Saturday. And they did have our station here staffed with 6 so that the town was not uncovered or at risk in any way, and the area around it wasn't either. As we learned last meeting, the volunteer fire department received a grant from the county commissioners to purchase a Lucas device. That's an automated CPR arm that delivers continuous CPR compressions, and we heard about that from Chris at the last meeting. But it was on the report that I received from them, so I wanted to make that report for them also. That's it.
All right, any questions for Ann? HPC, we have a meeting tomorrow night at 5:45. Any questions for me?
Anything on the agenda?
We've got a couple things. I haven't gone through all of them yet. Paul, Parks.
Parks Board meets tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Lou Dennis. No report prior to that.
All right, any questions for Paul? Plan, no meeting since our last meeting. Paul, police or chief?
We have not had a meeting yet this month. I believe it's being moved to the 26th of this month. So we have not had a meeting yet. One thing I would say is the second line that happened Saturday night with 20 West from Preservation Hall went off without any type of issues. I think that the wedding ended way sooner than it was supposed to, so there's a small scramble to kind of get in place really quickly, but I mean, we had it locked down in like 4 minutes, so, and it did not last nearly as long as the last one either,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Those are kind of neat.
They are.
Any questions for Chief Mitchell? All right, Steve, Stormwater.
No meeting, no report.
Any questions for Steve? And Streets?
They restacked the riprap on Westervelt Drive ditch around a pipe. They continued cutting low-hanging limbs around town. They replaced a parking bumper at IHOP. They continued blowing the walkway off, continued patching potholes. They treated the bridge at Jefferson Park. They repaired the shoulder of the street at 724 Rose Drive, patched concrete damage at the old Lock and Dam, and fixed concrete curbing at Water and Monroe.
All right, any questions for Ann? Steve, Utility?
Utility will meet tomorrow at, I think it's 1 o'clock, is that right?
Yes.
And we've got a fairly full agenda with several things that we'll bring before council at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Steve? Standing committees, finance? We don't have anything really.
No.
And personnel?
No,
Okay. Did you say no?
I have, yeah.
Okay. We'll wait for Leanna for arts and sidewalk and growth.
Can I just jump in with something miscellaneous?
Yes, I was gonna start with miscellaneous, so we'll go ahead and do that, so I don't forget it this time.
Um,
Steve, go ahead.
So, over the noon hour, Chris Cook and I, and also Steve Rowley with Economic Development, participated in a update on the River Vision project that's being driven by EREP in Evansville. And it was just really an update on what's going on. I guess if I have anything to pass along for this group, I would say, this is involving Evansville, but also Mount Vernon and us. And we need to spend a little more time talking to them and driving our, whatever our dream is for this. Exactly, because Mount Vernon is, they're pretty far along. Now, the truth is, there's not funding for this, but the idea is to have everything in place for if funding were to become available. So I think, I'm happy to be participatory in this, and I know Chris is more than happy to be participatory.
But it's good to be shovel-ready.
Yeah, that's right. That's the word.
It's
Yeah.
good to be shovel-ready.
Yeah.
I've been meeting with them the past couple weeks on some issues and stuff along that front, so we're working towards getting some of those dreams to them and figuring out a game plan to shorten the curve and be ready.
Yeah.
But today kind of hammered home, we have to have something that's shovel-ready on the shelf, ready to go, because when these funding opportunities do hit again, there's gonna be, they're gonna award them quicker to the folks that are ready to go.
That's right.
So we're trying to shorten that gap. There's a Ohio River Conference coming up in Louisville next month that I've spoken about before. I'm probably gonna be attending that for at least a day with the representative from EREP in charge of that. And I've been working with the Ohio River Vision folks. I'm on a couple of their committees now that meet quarterly, kind of pertaining to that. And I'm keeping my pulse on the federal legislation that they're trying to get some additional federal money into the river. Remember I spoke a couple of
Right.
meetings ago. We're keeping our pulse on that. And I actually helped to get some of the EREP folks involved in that effort as well. So
Good. Okay.
we're trying to get positioned well and trying to shorten the curve. But they focused with us more on the parking study, and that was the route they took with us, and
Right.
we should have the parking study results very soon as well.
Okay,
And we'll have that to present at an upcoming council meeting, I would assume in the next month.
okay. Leanna, we'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
Steve, do you have any other miscellaneous?
I do not.
Ann, do you?
I had the opportunity yesterday to talk to a person who lives in Mount Vernon, who has a 4-year-old son, and he was bubbling about the park and the things that are happening in Mount Vernon. Very excited about what's going on there.
Yeah, we picked up on that today. They're very excited, and
Yes.
hope we can create some excitement and enthusiasm for whatever we dream and
Yes.
scheme here.
Their mayor was at the
Yeah.
thing, and then, on a side note, every Friday night, I have to go to Mount Vernon for my paid hobby, and I've been leaving early and driving down and checking their park system, checking their lights, checking what they're doing, and I'm trying to get some ideas that we can maybe bring forth as we talk about it. So I've been kind of putting the effort, talking with my network in Posey County to try to figure out what they're doing, and then I'm always in contact with my friends in Evansville, so.
Okay.
Well, we all three have, and Rockport makes 4, but we all have such different riverfronts, different views, different situations, to think that, we're very close together, but none of us face the very same kind of solutions or opportunities.
What they shared today, there's different, Mount Vernon's is more tailored to Mount Vernon, and then the Evansville updated plan that they shared with us today that they'll release at the, EREP has their annual dinner next Thursday night. So you'll probably see some media with some updated renderings for Mount Vernon and Evansville, with some 3D walkthroughs and stuff. I'm sure they're gonna push that. But it really seemed like you could tell the community input in both those communities. They're not cookie cutter designs. They're tailored to those communities. And they've really drilled down from those initial things that they put out a couple years ago and got into those communities, and they're making it work for them. And we'll get there sooner rather than later, I assure you that, so.
All right. Ann, do you have any miscellaneous?
No.
Leanna? And we'll start, if you
okay.
would like, we'll start with you with Arts Commission,
Should I start that now, or should I do miscellaneous?
whatever you want to do.
Okay, I wanted to ask Chris a question. Are we going to this ERAP presentation next Thursday?
I'm gonna attend the,
But you didn't ask any of us to go?
I mean, I got invited to sit at somebody, with the budget where they are, I got invited to sit at a table. I mean,
Well, I'm just surprised, because normally as a council, we usually try to participate in.
I can send out the invite.
It's the annual meeting that they have, and I think, we have a table. If anybody would like to go, let me know, because I have some,
I think
To have you
some
at
of
the
us
table.
should have been a
but I
part
don't
of
think
that.
that, I don't think.
I think it was in
we've ever-
the packet from a while back,
I don't remember seeing it.
okay.
Christie always made a big deal about telling us those things and having us be part of it.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it's a big deal when we get some of our constituents asking questions, so.
Well, there's still time to get a table, so I will send out an email tonight before I leave.
Okay.
Leanna, then Arts Commission.
Okay, our next meeting, it's the last Monday of the month, and we have not had a meeting since the big event of Another Earth Day, and I sent out like a review to all the Arts Commission members, plus 3 other people that were very active in it, asking for, it was pretty detailed as to the questions I asked, wanting their input, if we should revisit the idea next year, or if there are any changes that they want to make. I was disappointed in the attendance, and we had a nice day, so we can't say it was that. But I don't know what else to do. We had really great publicity. The only thing that I can think of that we didn't do, we didn't go around and ask the places that have the electronic signs to include it, like some events, do that. Otherwise, we were on television 3 times. We had lots and loads and lots and loads and lots of things on Facebook. I don't know what else we could have done, but
Well, it was the first time.
yes,
It's a new event.
yes.
I think you have to give it time to develop and grow. And if you continue to do it, which I hope that it will be continued. It's a national event, right?
Right, well, it is, except our
spring.
date was different,
No.
because we did not want to do it on Earth Day, because Wesselman Woods has their big thing. So we chose to do it, halfway later in the year.
Well, it's certainly, I think certainly worth doing again.
I would like
Giving up on
to.
it the first time,
Yeah.
just because
We,
it's
we,
new.
I don't know how the others feel, but just in talking to some of them down there during the event, I think we might reduce it. It went on from Friday night, Saturday all day into the evening, Sunday all day into the evening.
Shorten it.
It wore me out, but anyway, but I was pleased with what happened, what all we had planned. I just was disappointed in the attendance. I was supposed to give a presentation, and so was a guy from the Master Gardeners, and there weren't enough people. I would have been talking to a couple of the volunteers. I just didn't, so, anyway,
Well, we'll see.
see what everybody says.
Right. Leanna, sidewalks.
We have a sidewalks committee meeting on the 16th at 10 a.m. And so,
Right. It's September 16th at 10, right?
Okay, growth in progress, Leanna.
we met, I think it's been about a week ago. We've kind of settled on I think it's the 3rd Thursday, and we have it in the afternoon, so we're going to continue that as long as everybody's happy with that.
Okay. Any questions for Leanna? The only miscellaneous business I have is to express my horror in the assassination of Charlie Kirk this afternoon. He was a Christian conservative dealt with young people across the country. And I'm assuming for his beliefs in either religion or politics that he was assassinated this afternoon. And I think we all need to pray for his family and for our country.
I share that, Stacy, and no matter your politics, what does our world come to that we go out and just shoot somebody because we don't agree? I don't know.
And approval of claims, please.
Claims have been provided to council 5 days prior to this meeting. I'd like to request that these claims plus any sewer adjustments be approved for payments in the amount of, for Civiltown, $316,048.52, 316,048.52. For sewer, $324,652.66, 324,652.66.
I'll make a motion to approve all claims properly signed, including any sewer adjustments to be paid. Do I have a second?
Second?
Do I have any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? I'll make a motion for adjournment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor, aye.